I don't have any slides tonight because I just want to really do like a couple super quick, just catch up with you guys super quick about coach training and also the challenge tracker app a little bit, just to kind of touch base there, because I would like to then give the floor to Miss Callie. She has a wonderful PowerPoint. I just peeked at what she has to offer. It's going to be awesome. And I cannot wait to hear from her takeaways from Summit. We all go there and we just take so much different stuff and bring it back home. So these next couple of weeks, I've asked the ladies to kind of take a week and just be guest speakers on our team call. So I'm really excited just to hear from them. Even though I was there with them, it's just so awesome to hear everybody's perspective. So anywho, before I give the floor to Callie, I think so coach training, we're running it on our own now as a team, and that's going to be how we're doing it from now on. We're alone. We're done. We've cut our ties with Classically Fit, which is awesome because that means that we are ready to do this on our own, and that is exciting. And I am just beyond excited to do that. And also, we're going to run a sneak peek on our own this month. So there's a lot of just because we're our own. Okay, we're different than Classically Fit. I mean, we just become our own selves and we have our own unique things to offer as our Forever Faithful team. And it's time to show that to everybody. And I'm just super excited for this month. It's crazy. It's hectic. It's a lot of work to put in, but it's worth it and it's exciting. So I'm just really grateful that we're at that point in our business and as a team, and I'm really excited to see where this month takes us. Lindsay and we've kind of been diving through our coach training curriculum, and we realized there's some like the order of some things that we were presenting, like signing up with challenge packs and, why Emerald is important and the importance of Success Club. Like they were kind of they're in there at bad times. So we're going to kind of work on just revamping a little bit and throwing some things in there. And one thing that I took away from Summit, which was awesome, one of the trainings, it was with Megan Ewaldson and Carrie Legat, I think you say. They talked all about getting coaches started right in new coach training. And one thing, instead of holding weekly calls, we will have our coach kickoff call tomorrow night, because I think it's really important to bring them all together that first time, just to establish a sense of community, to all be on the same page and set some expectations. That's really important. And it's important to kick off and just get a good vibe going. But after that, we're not going to do the weekly team calls because attendance was weak, honestly. From all the coach trainings I've been a part of, nobody ever showed up. Nobody ever watched the recordings and posted takeaways. So instead, what we thought we'd do is we'd take some of those topics that we're covering each week and go live in the coach training group. That way, you can, and what we'll do is we'll pop in a little bit before we do, like in 30 minutes, I'll be live talking about making connections or talking about why challenge packs are important, or whatever your subject or topic that you take on is. You're going to pop in live and you're just going to talk to them and give them advice and tips. And that way then in our coach training in the video section, we'll have a whole wealth of videos that we can direct our new coaches to. Like if they asked you a question about inviting, you could say, hey, you should go back to Callie's video from last week. She talked about how to use social media to invite perfectly, and I think you would get a lot from that. So it gives us a place to guide them and direct them. So what I wanted to kind of take or ask you guys to help me with is for next week, I was just looking at the curriculum, and like we said, we're reworking a little bit, so this could change. But next week we talk about business hours, which I would love to take on. I think I can provide some good insight too. There's one of my new challengers is a teacher too, starting back at work, and just talking how I manage the full-time job thing and working my business hours, which I just told Lindsay today. I'm like, the struggle is so real, getting back into the swing of that. But it will help me reevaluate too. So I'm going to probably pop in Monday night after we post about business hours, just to kind of give my tips, additional tips from coming from a full-time working perspective. And our other topics this week, I just want to kind of like go over them and see if you guys have any ideas of what you might want to pop in live about, or we could ask the other coaches in training to do so. We have adding value to people's lives, so like making connections. We have inviting, like creating the all call. It comes up next week. And then we dive into the personal messages and objections. And I think we talk too, like we think before we start personally messaging, they need to understand that to be in a challenge group, they need a challenge pack. So I think that will probably end up being a part of next week too, if I'm right, Lindsay. You can probably, okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to like get that all in my head. But so that's kind of our topics for next week. Does anybody have an idea of what they could pop in to talk about live? And honestly, you don't have to have a coach and coach training to do that either, to be a part of this. I know a lot of people from the team are in there without a coach. They just wanted to be a part of training to get to know the new coaches. So anybody listening to the recording that wants to add, like has something to add to the coach training, please feel free to reach out to me and just let me know. Any ideas? I'll stop rambling and or anything that you would like to cover next week.
I think one important thing with the all calls is, I know at least for me and a few of the others on our team, we get a lot of traction from posting transformations. I just posted mine the other day and I literally got 4 cold messages from people. Some that I've talked to and some that I haven't.
I wanted to talk to you too for tomorrow night's kickoff call. I don't know what your schedule's like, but I actually put in a slide about kind of gearing them up, hey, you're going to have to make your announcement as a Beachbody coach on Sunday night. So start thinking about that. And I dug back and I found your post that you made when you became a coach, and it's actually part of our site. So tomorrow night, even, would you like to talk about even just overcoming your fear to put it all out there? I mean, I screenshotted your story too that you told. It was so wonderful because you breadcrumbed a story and you talked about beach. I mean, you did it perfectly. So I wanted everybody to see that. And if you would like to take on that slide tomorrow night, because I think we need to divvy up the kickoff call. I don't want to be the one that just sits there and talks the whole time. That's exhausting for me, and it's annoying. I wouldn't want to sit there and listen to one person the whole time. So I think it would be awesome to hear from you tomorrow night too. Are you cool with that?
What time?
It's at 8 p.m.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. And I'll shoot you the slides tonight. I'll share them with you. They're on Google Drive. So, and Lindsay, we'll talk to you about what you want to talk about tomorrow night. Sorry, I muted myself. Lindsay, did you have any ideas? Or Callie, I kind of cut you off too. I changed my gears at kickoff call. Okay.
I was just going to say that I would definitely probably will pop in, I don't know, maybe Friday, just gearing them up for about how Sunday's going to feel, because I know that some of them might get just bombarded with messages and it's so overwhelming, and I don't want them to feel like they have to answer. The weird thing is we have them post at 8 p.m. and that's bedtime. So they're getting all these messages and then they're like, whoa, I have to stay up till 2 in the morning and talk to people. So just kind of debunking that.
Yeah, right, maybe if we can give them a simple, here's what you say. Okay, now everybody messaged you, here's what you can respond to. You know, think of something simple.
Starting the conversation out slow that you could pick back up in the morning.
Yes. Be I would love to share. And just honing in on when you start talking to people, don't get weird, just share, just share your challenge, your percent for you, and just be, if we just, I think that'd be a great idea. If we just talked about what to do when people do message you.
Don't send them everything at once.
Don't send them just if you maybe talk them through step by step, a couple things that you could say in response to get them started and get their conversation started.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Or maybe even too, Lindsay, I think that's a great idea. Also maybe say something about how it's okay if you don't respond right away, because they're not going to run. Those people aren't going to run away. No. My new coach she literally she didn't even start Coach Basics yet. And on Saturday, she had 3 people message her just because she was talking about it. And she was so afraid to not have the sign up link. So she was messaging me frantically because she was afraid those people were going to run away. So maybe just a pleasant reminder that like, hey, it's okay if you wait till tomorrow morning or the next day. If you don't know everything right now, that's okay.
Yeah. I remember when I started coaching, I literally told people, I was like, I just started coach training and I might have to get back to you in a couple of days. Is that okay? Like I literally said those words. I'm like, I'm so excited that you want to do this, but can we wait a couple of days? I'll get back to you.
I was like, girl, I'm gonna go to Amazon real quick. I'm like, I'm so excited. I'm gonna do it.
I know. I told you. I was like,
me.
Yeah, it was you. It was totally you.
I ask them every day.
Yeah. And I was like, I haven't learned anything yet. Please don't run away. So, and normally the people that are reaching out to you right away are people that you know. I mean, they're people that you can trust. So I think we have to remind them of that for sure. All right. Okay. So that's good. I think we have a good idea. And, as the week progresses too, we can kind of see what they're struggling with, what questions they're asking, and kind of go from there too on a whim. Like if they're all asking a question about one thing, we can maybe just pop in live. It's so simple and quick and just address the problems. And I'm going to really tell them tomorrow night, like, please post in the group page when you have a question. Don't just private message your upline right away, like, because the questions that you have, probably everybody else in that group has, and don't be, afraid to post. It helps everybody that way. Okay. So that's coach training. Callie, are you still having problems with on the app? You're still not getting in there. Wonder if I could try again with a different email. Do you think maybe your invitation is just not working?
Maybe on the portal, I can see that you've added me to the group. I can see that I'm an admin. When I click on the actual group itself to go into the group, it gives me that error message. It's not even showing up on the app on my phone. I put in a like help desk ticket thing, and they had me send them the screenshot, and they said that, it was beyond their expertise. They were going to send my request up to the next person. And that it was something about it won't go on the app until it's recognized within the portal. And since it's not recognizing it in the portal, it won't show up on my phone. But I can't even get into the group to add my calendars.
Okay. Do you have another email address? Just message it to me and I can try. I mean, we could try that. If not, then somebody can add your challengers in at least, and just tell them that you're having you're having difficulty, and that they'll see an invite from somebody else, but you want them to be a part of the group. And hopefully then Beachbody will fix your problems, but I'll try that. Just message me and I'll try to add you separate. I don't know if it will work because I think you have to use your like your email that your coach stuff is through to be an admin. But I can try at least, we'll try it first. Okay. I think the group, there's a lot of people posting in it and tracking their Shakeology. I think that's great. I think it's going well so far. It's definitely different, but it's fun. And like we said, Country Heat's just super fun. So people that are interested in this don't really, they like just to be simple and fun about it. So does anyone have any, I know Callie can't even get in there, but Lindsay, do you have any things that we could improve or thoughts on it?
So I wasn't a huge fan of when we introduced people because I don't like how you can't reply back to them. It just got so overwhelming. I was like, it was just.
Yeah, it was 70 million.
Yeah.
I saw that last night and I literally was like a panic attack. How am I ever going to, and then I realized what was going on. Literally every single comment. I mean, it was just, you can't comment on a comment.
I think that they like logging their workouts in their Shakeology because everybody's doing it. I think they find that trendy and cute. And I realize that they don't see it the same way we do too. So I'm trying to go through and all those things, and it's a lot of stuff. But they're like, oh, this is cool. I get to log my Shakeology, and you can just tell. Any people that never even talked about Shakeology in my past challenges are logging it.
Oh, it's cool. Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to think for the future to eliminate that comment thing.
I think if we just say like post in
the feed
thing, yeah.
I'd say make a post in the group feed. Like,
yeah.
Comment below because it's just
right.
And I'm sure, like, if then, like, even if one of us like posted in the feed about the pin post, they would catch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so much more personal that way if we can comment directly to the person and they see that on their post. So,
right.
that's the ticket. So when we're making our post in there, we'll just make sure that that's what it says instead of commenting below. We'll just make sure it says, whatever. Post in the group feed. Okay, good. I'm glad you're at, because I had that same idea. I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else before I hand it over to Miss Callie? All right. I'm really excited to hear from her. So give me 1 second. Callie, I'll get your slides up. And can you see them? I'm going to push play, except this is the beginning. Hang on. I was looking at them all. Okay. Can you guys all see them? Yeah. Okay, Callie, you'll just have to let me know when, I need to escape though and go on mute. So hang on 1 second. Let me know when you want me to advance and I'll just click advance, okay?
All right, guys. So welcome to our Tuesday night not classically fit call, Forever Faithful call. I just want to thank Liesl for giving me the opportunity to talk on this call. This is actually my first team call, kind of being a guest speaker, so it's really exciting for me. So one of my biggest takeaways from Summit, besides just being there with, the team and learning from everybody on the team, was how to manage your challengers. We had a talk by Allie Upham. She's, some ridiculous superstar diamond coach, and she's pretty awesome. She's very much a red personality type. So it kind of hit home for me. She's very much a do this because you have to type person. I also want to preface this by saying that this also hit home for me because it's one of the things I'm really struggling with right now as a coach. I confess up to that, and I'm trying to own it and take what I learned at Summit and implement it. So this was perfect topic for me to guys so that I can really make sure that I'm doing what I say, practice what I preach. So I found this quote: making a promise is easy. Keeping your promises is the hard part. You can run, but you can't hide from yourself. So when you make a promise to a challenger, when they sign up to be part of your challenge group, that's the easy part, promising them that you're going to be their coach. The hard part is actually being their coach. So actually checking in with them every day, actually following, their progress and sticking with them till the end. The speaker at Summit, she had one of her challengers with her up on stage, and she had followed with her every single day for a year, and she had lost over 100 pounds. If she would have given up on her promise to her challenger, that challenger probably would have never made it there. So I really think that once we sell our challenge pack, that's the easy part. It's everything we do after that that makes us valuable as a Beachbody coach. That's why we say we're in a people business. We're not just in the selling business. Can you advance, please, Lisa? Thank you. So one of the first things I wanted to implement, I know this is kind of sketch, but I'm living in the middle of nowhere right now, so all I have is paper and pencil. One of the first things I wanted to implement was a literally challenge tracker. Now I know that we are doing the country heat on the challenge tracker app, so that allows you to track their Shakeology, their workout, things like that. So this is just what I'm using for any of the groups that are not on the challenge tracker app. I literally need to be more diligent about whether or not my challengers are doing their program. Are they drinking their Shake-O? Are they drinking their workout? Yeah, they check in there every single day, but am I recognizing that they're checking in there? No, I'll be honest, I'm not. And that goes back to why are they even in the challenge group to begin with? Allie Upham, when she was giving this talk, she said, if you don't know your challenger's why, that should be your first inkling that you're not following them close enough. You should know why every single challenger is in that group. What is their goal for being there? So that's kind of what I wrote at the top there. She wants to make exercise fun again, and she needs help with nutrition. Stephanie does. So that's my goal. If she's not doing her workouts, I need to ask her why it's not fun for her anymore. So this is, just the most basic way I'm going to try to start tracking whether they're doing their stuff every single day. And that's just going to be partly for me to stay accountable as their coach and for me to keep them accountable. Next slide, please. So Allie talked about, how to run challenge groups in an effective manner. And she kind of used this roadway analogy, and I just copied and pasted it from my notes here for you guys. So she talks about how you as the coach, you set the pace, right? So you pave the road ahead. You set expectations. Well, we already do that. We send them the welcome emails. We explain to them what the challenge groups are. I think that we as a team do a really good job at setting expectations in our challenge groups. We let them know what's coming every week. And we let them know that our groups are an open forum for them to talk and ask questions. Give them mile markers. So Allie requires a daily stat check-in. So she requires that they set her pictures and their measurements every single week. And if they don't do it, she kicks them out of the group, literally. I think that that's a little drastic because we're just not that kind of team, I don't think. But you want to let your challengers know that you're looking for those things. Don't just say like, oh yeah, do it if you feel like it. Remind them how important it is for them to have that before picture and those measurements. Give them yours. Give them your before pictures and your after pictures. Remind them that they're after the 21 days or 30 days or however many days, they're going to wish they had those. So set your cruise control, be predictable. One thing that I really liked about this point was she talked about how every coach who posts within her challenge groups, they post at the same time every day. So they post that pin post every day at 6 o'clock in the morning or every day at 7 o'clock in the morning, which is, I think, something we kind of need to work on as a team when we run challenge groups. I know I don't even post within the same week every, and I'm not talking your daily check-in or your selfie. I'm talking the scheduled pin post at the top of the page with the daily challenges. If someone's waking up at 7 o'clock every morning and checks into the group and wants to know what the challenge work on it during the day, but yet you didn't put it up till 9, and then the next day it's up at 6 a.m., that just becomes confusing for them. They can't fit into a schedule if we're not giving them a schedule to follow. So get out of the passenger seat, lead from the front. You should be doing the daily challenges. I know I don't. When we put up a video to watch or a article to read, I'm not commenting on my takeaways. Why? Probably because it never dawned on me that I need to share my takeaways. You need to be doing that. We post our sweaty selfies and we post our Shakeology. I think that's something our team does really well at. But I know myself, I'm not posting on daily posts. I'm not putting my stats in every day. I know I'm not. I don't think in my last challenge group I put my stats in at all, and that's not fair to my challengers. I have to show them that I'm leading them. So you can't run on fumes. You need to protect your time and energy. So I know that especially as new coaches and when we first started challenge group, you get a lot of messages about how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I run a meal plan? I've got a question about this container. And so one thing Allie said that she likes to do is she says, that's a really great question. What I would like for you to do is share this on the challenge group page so that everyone can see the question and see the answer to the question. And she does the same thing when they send her a picture of themselves trying on a new pair of pants or when they reach a new milestone, because we've all gotten those private messages. Hey, I fit into my so-and-so dress, or hey, I just dropped another pant size. And her response is, that's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Could you share that on a team page so we can all celebrate your success with you? And that builds up the morale in the group, and that builds up, comfort for everyone else to want to share. And then that lets us celebrate them all together. And it takes some of the workload off of you. So I really love that point. Build communication guardrails. Close down communication channels. This all comes back to setting business hours. When it is, 7 o'clock on a Saturday night and you're out to eat with your fiance, husband, boyfriend, whoever, mom, shut this phone off and actually turn away. Same thing when you go to bed at night. Don't leave your sound on while you're trying to lay there and fall asleep. When you're doing things that are important to you, that you value, and you decide you're going to turn the business off, actually turn the business off. Next slide, please. So, the last topic that Allie really kind of hit home was, what do you do when the challenge group is coming to an end and you're kind of in that limbo period where you're not sure if the coach is going to transition in, or the challenge is going to transition into a coach? Are they going to want to do another challenge group? Are they going to want to just jump into Fit Friends? And you kind of just throw them this random question about it, but you haven't really given them all of their options. So she talks about the personal invite and the passive invite. So she says there's 3 ways to personally invite somebody into their next step after the challenge group, and she calls them the 3 C's: convenience, compliment, and challenge. Next slide, please. So here's some examples of ways that you can start to personally send messages to your challengers that Monday before the group is over, because you want their brain to already be churning about where they're going after this. So she says, "It's so inspiring to me that you're taking your health seriously. I just want to thank you for trusting me as your coach. Unrelated, but I meant to ask, since you're loving Shakeology, have you ever considered being paid for you to not bring it up for you to save money?" That's a convenience thing for them. They're already loving their product. They're going to continue anyways. You want to offer them that discount coach. That puts them on one of your legs. Then that's easier for you in the future to transition them to an active working coach. Convenience for them, convenience for you. You're breadcrumbing that for them at the beginning of the last week. Next slide, please. So compliment. You're just going to talk up how amazing they are. "I just want to say thank you for encouraging everyone in the group. I swear every time you post, it makes me want to push harder. You never have any excuses, and you have your consistency makes us all step up. Have you ever thought about doing what I do? You're a natural." So compliment them on what they're already doing. We already have a lot of challengers in the group acting as a coach. And by you asking other people to post their questions and their progress, and you're giving them more opportunity to act like a coach as we go along through the group. Next slide, please. So challenge. You want to challenge them to become a coach. "I'm so proud of you for completing your program. Your results are amazing. What's up next?" Put that out there for them. What's up next? Like, what you doing? "I know you say you were interested in trying Max 30. If you're up for a challenge, let's keep the momentum going. I also know you said you were loving your Shakeology and your friends are already asking you about it. Have you ever considered becoming a coach? You're already doing everything a coach does." So for me as a red, that would hit home for me. A compliment would hit home for a blue. A convenience would probably hit home for someone like a yellow, because it's already fun for them. So these are the different types of personalities that you want to try to use these for, because then you can really hone in on what's important to them. Next slide, please. So one other way she talked about inviting to the next step after a challenge group is the passive invite. And I actually didn't make a slide for this, so I'm sorry about that. She talks about putting an all call up towards the end of the very last week, similar to what we do on our own personal pages, but an all call within the group. And it's just, a photo of our team or a photo of something, and it's a multiple choice question. And something like, take the leap. What will your September look like? As if we're in an August challenge group. And your options are A, continue your fitness journey. B, invite your friends or family. C, become a preferred customer. Or D, join the Forever Faithful team. So you've already breadcrumbed by personally inviting them. You've already talked it up in the group, and now you're giving them that direct call to action. Let me know what you want to do and where you want to go from here, because we are not throwing you to the wind. That is the goal. We should never let a challenger go from challenge group to nothing, because that's where you lose your consistency. That's where I'm losing consistency. You're never going to build your team. I'm never going to build my team if I don't keep following my challengers after that 30th day. You're going to lose them completely as customers, and you'll never keep them as a coach if you want to. So she ended with this quote. I wanted to end with it too, because it really hit home for me. "Everybody wants loyalty, consistency, and somebody who won't quit. But everybody forgets that to get that person, you have to be that person. So you have to be that person that's there for your challenger every single stinking day. I need to do it. You need to do it. If you're not doing it, we all need to do it as a group. We all need to work together to implement some of these changes so that it's, maybe doesn't seem as cumbersome some days when you go to check in, because you've already been tracking that whole time. I think it's small little changes we can make more loyal and more consistent with our challenge groups. And then hopefully one day transitioning them into coaches with these personal invites and different ways to talk to people's personalities. So if you want someone who's going to be a loyal customer and maybe one day a loyal coach to you, you can't expect that from them if you're not giving it to them first. Always give more than you want to receive. So that's my takeaway. One of the biggest talks that I got a lot from in Summit. So I hope you guys, can get something.
That was awesome, Callie. I mean, it's just like here, I was with her when we heard this talk. So, but hearing it from you, I think was just amazing, and just it hit home a little more because we do run groups together, and we're here together. And I just love that, you owned up to the fact that that's what you got to work on in your business. And it's honestly, I think when we go to events like that, we always find that thing that like kind of opens our eyes. So like, I am not doing that, and I could be doing that. And that's what lights your spark though. Like that's how you take, the opportunity of going to an event and making it more, and that's how you move your business forward. So I'm super just like proud of you for taking that on, and you made your little chicken scratch thing. But honestly, I love it. Like I think I like the idea of just creating like a notebook almost, with literally writing down their why. You're so right. Like we invite and we invite and we invite, and we lose that, through our conversation. Like why did we even start talking to this person in the first place? Like what do they want? Because we always ask that when we talk to somebody, but we lose sight of that, honestly. And I think having that written down in front of us every single day can help us help those people so much more. We are all here with a purpose and a why, and knowing that for them is just so important. So I love your ideas, and I think that it's going to move your business forward big time, because when you do put your heart into your challengers, then you have a coach to put your heart into, because the people that trust you and have gained a wonderful experience through what you had to offer are the ones that want to do that right back in return. So anybody else have some comments or questions for Callie? Oh, and Callie, I have a picture of that passive invite on my iPad. So I was actually, you read my mind, I was going to create that image kind of and throw it into our challenge group somewhere, or just on the team page, so that it can be used, because we need to give them an option, and we need to continue helping whoever on their journey in whatever way they want to be, continued to receive support. So I'll work on that sometime in my free time, or if someone else wants to do it, I can send you the picture even, Callie, and you can create it. I think that'd be great. So yeah, I'm going to stop talking. Anybody else have questions or comments for Callie?
I just wanted to say kudos, because you just spoke so, like, I loved every moment of your talk. Like, I'm making every single person on my team listen to this call, because it was really important. Like the way you said it, and the passion that you have for it. I would love if you would maybe even like drop those messages below, because I think that's where a lot of people struggle, is like that awkward moment where you don't want to overwhelm people. You want to build them up, and like we're like, I'm losing people too almost in that moment, because I feel really awkward about it still, transitioning them into a coach, because I don't want them to feel overwhelmed. I think that bringing it to our small group is going to help a lot with that, because I almost didn't feel super confident having to go listen to Allie talk, because they don't know her, and it was just weird. And then that's all I had to offer them, and it was just, but anyway, Callie did an awesome job. And I just pictured you like talking to your own team someday, and just what a great coach you're going to be. You're going to have people sitting and listening to you, and you're going to have so much to offer them. So I don't know, I could just see Callie like a year from now with these people like listening to her team call, which is cool. So good job.
It's gonna like blow up the YouTube world. Like everyone will be watching videos. Seriously though, you speak with so much passion, and like so like much like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like easy to listen to.
So easy to listen to. And I agree. If you could post your slides on the team page, I think that'd be helpful. I would love to have those messages written out like that, because you're right. Like, the different approaches there are so different for each person, like each personality type. And that's something we need to keep in mind too, like the third, what is it? The challenge one would not have motivated me whatsoever, but the compliments, yep, Blue, like compliment me out the butt, and I will gladly do whatever you tell me to do. That was just great. That's a great takeaway too, and I love that spin you put on it for sure. So any other questions for Callie? Any other questions in general? Callie, you did such an amazing job. Thank you so much for sharing. And seriously, I'm getting this recording posted as soon as possible because I'm so bummed that a lot of people couldn't hop on tonight because it was amazing and they missed out big time. So I hope everyone watching is catching the recording of this, and kudos to you, Callie. And just keep doing awesome, guys. We're doing this thing like as a team. We're on our own, and we're gonna be rocking it out. So I'm excited for what the next month has to bring us. All right. Okay. I won't keep you any longer. It's getting late. And have a wonderful night, guys. Thanks again, Callie. Bye.